I've been wanting to talk about relationships.
Hey, look,
what's to talk about? What's to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we married men in the world of a lot of temptations.
We not running the streets. We all working men. I mean, we all got kids. I mean,
we got
dude, ain't nothing out there.
And we all have flaws. And neither one of us
ain't nothing out there.
But we all are flawed. We all have our issues.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, we all happy to love, but dude, it ain't nothing out there, mister.
Ain't nothing out there.
Shit out there.
Hey,
Shit out there.
Take them glasses off. Mister, take them glasses off. You might see something out there, though.
Those 27, hey, those 25 to 27-year-old light-skinned girls with hey, that ain't gotta go get surgery and get snatched up. That just look like that. They ain't on shit.
Hey, everything's a trade-off. If you go dive in that shit, you go pay a heavy price. Trust me.
Hey, I believe you.
I believe.
Lord knows I believe.
I believe. But you know, dude, all I know is I'm 42 years old.
Right.
Most of the chicks that come at me is half my age. Most of the time.
They think you Quavo. They think you Quavo, motherfucker.
That's right.
Fucking Future, Quavo, Offset.
Dude, I got a whole. Dude, every girl. Hey, I go to Walmart on my route every day. The whole Walmart call me the sexy mailman. I swear to God. So.
What you trying to call me, the ugly mailman?
He feeling himself right now. Let him have his moment.
Hey man, Phil, don't hate. Don't hate, man. Don't hate, Phil.
I ain't hating. I'm just pointing out the obvious. You feeling yourself.
I'm just saying.
It's one of them jobs where you in the public all the time, man. And you like, you know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Before I got married, like, I've been there 21 years. I already, nigga, my first 5 years, dude. God damn.
Mm-hmm. You know which Walmart you go through? Which Walmart is it that you talking about?
On Cermak, right off Cermak and
Cermak and Cicero.
Weston, right off Cermak and Weston.
Oh, okay.
It's like a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood Walmart. It's not the big one.
Oh, okay. That's why I ain't never noticed.
Okay.
You know what I get? You ain't no granddaddy. I'm like, yeah, I am. You know. My glasses on, hat broke off. Yeah, I'm a granddaddy.
I get it though.
Y'all out here still trying to be cute, huh?
All because we married. All because we married don't mean we gotta let ourselves go. That's all I'm saying. That ain't gonna never happen for me. Period.
Damn.
You got tapeworm, don't you? You got the same weight. You got the same weight like in high school, don't you?
Actually, motherfucker. Actually, I'm about 10 pounds heavier than I've been. I'm 166. I usually always been like around 145 or 150.
What's your welterweight?
Featherweight. He look his weight. In the ring with a 9-year-old. They're like, come on.
166.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, I love to be 166 again. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm 180. I'm 180. I'm like what?
Y'all some lightweights.
Have that weight in your head.
Yeah, damn.
You on the road today, man.
Take off the hat. Take off the hat, Rob.
Show the head. Give him all that head.
Nah.
But Phil, look at all that head. Look at all that head. But Phil, you can't say you a miss. Like we talk a lot of shit, but it's still you. You never. If you know you got it, you know you got it. Like I'm not the nigga that say I gotta prove myself because it's always been it's like riding a bike. And sorry, but some of these young women, it's easy as hell. I look at some of my young guys that work and the way they be getting the women, the shit they say to pull a women. I'm like, damn, that shit work. Nigga, we used to take women out to dinner.
So standards are so low today, huh?
All you need now is $40.
See, maybe 50.
Dude,
but I'm just saying,
if you get these young girls conversation, it's a wrap. A lot of these young boys be gassing them up.
I can't even.
Yeah.
I can't even
These
look at
guys,
most of
come
them
on,
long
you just-
enough to even want to talk to them. To be
So
honest,
it don't
with
even
Now,
take.
see,
It don't even.
all these
It don't even.
eyelashes.
It don't even take that much anymore, dude.
but like Phil say,
Hey,
Nelly,
how you
look,
doing?
I done talked to some young women, man. That conversation is fucking terrible. Like,
Hey y'all, hey, on some
like
real
Mr.
shit.
say, ain't
Hey,
shit out
okay,
there, y'all.
okay.
On
Hey,
some real
Phil,
shit,
Phil,
though.
Phil and E. What
Yeah.
gave it? What gave it away when they was playing Lil Durk and Lil Herbo?
You
What gave it away?
stupid. No. What he said with the lashes, and then, but they be talking. You just listen to some people, women just talk sometimes. Ain't no substance. I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Dude.
They talk like the fucking rapper sound on the
That's
fucking music.
Hey, that's if they're women from the get go. That's if they're women from the get go.
Let's not even go down that path. But
hey, we are living in bizarro land today, so hey, you just never know.
Hey, you know what?
Nah, I say, man, I don't know, man.
Rob, you ain't said that, man. You gonna have them coming at you, man.
You said what?
Y'all be easy. Y'all be putting them signals out there that y'all want attention, man. I mean, I don't even put that out there in the air, bro.
But Rob, think about it. Ain't that what we
we
all do though? Men get 15 chains. They get 24s on the ride. They get the lounge sounds. They get our lounges haircut. They get the most expensive clothes because they want to be seen.
That's the bait, right?
On the flip side, the women put on the tight clothes. They put on the loose. They put on the less clothes. They put on the eyelashes. They do the whole because that's the whole point of getting attention and getting noticed at the end of the day. That's what we all do.
Right.
You know. So
yeah, I don't do that shit no more.
I mean, of course not, nigga. You married. You know what I mean?
I don't even think it's that. Like I just don't.
In our lives, before we got
feel
married,
like
before we settled down, we was those niggas at some point. You know. So,
I
always
listen.
Point. Me personally,
for a very long time.
y'all been around me my whole motherfucking life. You know, I always like to dress. I put on. If I like it, I'm gonna just wear it. That's just me. And I think most of these guys don't be who they are, but for whatever reason, the most ugliest niggas be having the baddest chicks because they be on the money. That's another thing about these chicks now. They all money hungry. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a certain species of female that was thirsty like that, though. We called them coyotes back then.
I do got a question.
Open up wider now.
I do got a question for you guys. Do you think it's worse? Do you think it's bad or good to date in this society?
What?
Especially with the coronavirus going on. Is it easier or harder to date?
Oh shit! I hope I know.
If COVID wasn't here,
that's a good question. If we was out there dating,
if COVID wasn't here, like if everything was normal,
yeah. Nah, he said with the COVID. With the
COVID, because we got to technically put the COVID in there now, but
okay,
you know,
right.
If I was single, if I was single, I mean,
I don't even. Do people even do that anymore? Date? I thought just
everything is swipe left, swipe right.
Get something to drink and go.
Everything swipe right, swipe left. Is she going? And then
hey man, listen, y'all joking, but I found my wife on a dating site.
No, I'm saying it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I didn't think
that's the future. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, because you know, back in our day, we had to actually take the bus to the girl house to meet them. You know what I mean? There wasn't no video phones back in the day. You couldn't FaceTime nobody.
No Uber.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and it wasn't no Uber, so you had to either walk, or ride your bike, or catch the bus to a girl house nowadays.
Worry about how to fight these niggas to see this shit.
Nigga, I remember walking through the projects on State Street, walking through the courtyard to see this girl. Scared like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Good times, man. Good times.
Yeah, Stayway and Robert Taylor. Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly.
Shit. Yeah.
I think it's a lot easier now to date than it ever has been. Like I said, we got coronavirus thing going on right now.
It's just convenient today.
It's very convenient. Right now, we actually talking to each other at our own homes. Same thing with dating. Listen, FaceTime you, have a little conversation. The only thing you can't really do is be physical with one another. But I mean, dude, it's a lot easier to date now than it used to be. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Now, does shit last? Probably not, because people got too many options nowadays. There's too many options. You know, if I'm mad at you, you know what? I'm just gonna go home to this site right here and holler at the old girl. Or I'm gonna holler at old dude. You know, it's a lot. It's so many options. There's so many options.
And then the world's so much smaller because you go on them sites. There be chicks in Cali, chicks in Texas, and if y'all really click, they don't mind flying up there. You don't mind flying down there. Like you said, it made the world smaller, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, you know, we talk a lot of shit. You know, you always say that shit when they be like, your soulmate. Now, whoever you with right now, you're more 10 times out of 10, you're more compatible with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You will never know. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like shit. I'm happy I found my wife and everything. But who's to say that it's a chick that don't live in Florida that really get me just like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but we never had those opportunities more or less to like have that type of shit.
And that's how.
There's never questioning like our lives. Like shit, we are happy. We happy. Goddamn, I'm so happy with the motherfucker I'm with. But like I say, you always think about shit like the world wasn't the world was lost. Shit, you ain't feel like driving. You ain't know how you was gonna meet a chick on 115th and goddamn Pulaski in a white building. You're like, damn, that's far as hell. You know, back in the day.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Access has made it easier for people right now to, you know, meet people all over the world. You know, it's a whole TV show dedicated to catfishing and people perpetrating other people and all kind of stuff. But even still, you know, opportunity for you to engage with people across the world made dating simpler. But I think it, you know, a lot of people don't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? They look down on it. A lot of people still look down on dating people on the web. You know what I'm saying? But if more people took advantage of it, there'll be that learning curve would start to, you know, really diminish, because you can now reach out and have, you know, language programs where you can speak to people in different countries. You know what I'm saying? Have that conversation and get that understanding of what their lifestyle is like. But that's, you know, that's kind of in our community, I think that's kind of way over most people's head. They ain't thinking about
if it was us in our 20s,
right?
Like, when you going air shit, man? Mister finna fly here to Dubai. These bitches say they gone.
Exactly.
So that's another factor, though. That's another factor as far as like, you know, as men, like once you reach like your 30s, like upper 20s, 30s and 40s, to me, that's when you kind of hit your financial opportunities as far as making more money. And then, you can literally travel pretty much anywhere you want and meet all different types of people. So it definitely make it a lot easier. And plus, obviously, in your home city, you know, you got your ride, you got your own crib. I mean, you know, of course, chicks go find it appealing about you because, you know, you got like a lot of dudes nowadays, you know, just homosexuals, you know,
living off their woman.
Right, exactly. Living off their parents or their woman. So
And then sitting on the park bench that day talking they going to work, just sit out there for 6 hours and come on back in the house. Leave them niggas alone.
Okay, fellas. All right, so that's good shit. You know, that's good. That was a kind of a random topic, but that's good shit though.
Yeah.
We slide into it again, man.
Yeah. On the flip side, then I just asked you guys, was it easier to date or harder to date in society? Is it easier or harder to sustain a successful marriage in today's society?
Damn, man.
Everybody quiet.
You know, I'm gonna say this. I think being that everybody is technically, to some degree, supposed to be quarantined, I think it's teaching people to be more patient and learn how to and understand it. And so it gives you the opportunity to really see that person for who they are, because you're spending so much time in close quarters with them. So, I mean, is it easier? I think a lot of people will come out of this situation really knowing their spouse a lot better. But it also means for them that they'll know if that's the right person for them or not. So, easier. I think you would say it's valuable. I would definitely say it's a valuable learning experience for people who aren't able to cope with being with a spouse, 20 hours a day or however long, you spending in close quarters like that. But
Rob, hey Rob, how long you been married?
So it'll be coming up 6 years.
And 6 years. How you feel about that? Do you feel like marriage is easier or harder?
I mean, every day is work. I would say since the quarantine, I would say that, like, luckily, we haven't had any major, like, blow-ups. I mean, anything that we argue about is just little petty shit. But I mean, I was expecting, like, oh, man, we quarantined. She wasn't working at the time because of the baby. And, and I'm working, 5 on, 5 off. So I'm at home a lot now. So, but, good thing for us. I mean, we still got to talk some shit out. And we actually seeking marriage counseling just to kind of ask some shit out, but it's nothing major. So it's just something that we just gotta constantly work at. So
not to cut you off, Rob, because you just made a good point. Counseling, marriage counseling. I think a lot of people need to reassess counseling and how much it helps, because I feel like we all bring to the marriage. We all are broken in some areas. And just dealing with life in general, sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. So when you bring that shit home, sometimes you don't know how to communicate that shit. You might having a bad day, you having a bad day, and you just don't know how to communicate to each other exactly how that works. So that's a good point.
It's funny that they're like doing our sessions. I mean, maybe it just be like being a guy. I mean, I just sit there. I want to learn some things, but as far as Cassie, I mean, like every little detail that she brings up, I mean, I'm like, really? You gonna bring that up? I mean, I actually told her, I mean, like, Cassie, you are majoring and a minor right now. I mean, it's so many other shit I gotta worry about. I mean, I'm literally paying every single household bill, and I still gotta go out and work. I still gotta worry about the politics with these people at work. I still gotta pay for daycare. I gotta pay for food. I'm paying for every single thing, but I mean, I do want to be better at this, but just stop sweating like the little things, especially telling the counselor every single little detail that I'm doing wrong, that you think I'm doing wrong. But
Okay, but I hear your point though, Rob. But it matters as much. It might not matter to you. It matters to her.
Right.
So
I get that.
No matter how minute it may be, you still have to listen to it, even though you don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, E?
You know us. You know our personality, man.
I
honestly can say we don't argue that much at all. We try to work. We always try to talk shit out. And I'm more like of a listener. I don't get at the age where I'm more of a listener, because I done been through relationships where it's like I felt like I overtalked or overstepped my boundaries. Like maybe I should just shut the fuck up. So I'm at that point where, okay, I'm already here. Let me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when we do have an argument, dude, if it blow up, it's like, for me, I'm more shocked. But we get them. But you know me, man. By the end of the night, I'll be done tickled or flip or some shit and make them really mad and make her laugh. It's like I just know how to play. It's still a game. It's still a game to keep her happy. You know what I'm saying? And I done got to the point where I know how to keep her happy. I know I really, in 8 years, we've been married too, but 8 years is like, I know how to keep her happy. And then low key, she'll look at me like, you know what? I know how to keep your ass happy, keep you from talking shit and flipping. Because she know the little pet peeves. I look around the house and be like, she know if I'm pissed off or I don't like. And she'll nip that shit in the bud and vice versa. So it's like, honestly, y'all, I just, what they say, happy wife, happy life. It's not like I'm just letting her run shit or nothing like that, but I know what she needs to feel like this marriage gonna work, and I just give it to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just give it to her, so it's like, shit, that's you content, and in the meantime, it just get reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's when I be like, man, I'm happy as fuck. Like, we just laying in the bed earlier today, like, man, I'm like, she come out the blue. What if I would have said no when you asked, when you proposed? I'm like, nigga, I told you to get the fuck out, and I found somebody else, But that's our banter. That's our back and forth. She laughing, I'm laughing. I'm like, nigga, I've been hurt. You know, because I'm like, I found somebody that I really like, dude. I can spend the rest of my life with this motherfucker. Like, I really can be like, this is my nigga. And that's why, like, when we go out, when we hang out places, they be like, you always with your wife. I'm like, this is my nigga.
Okay.
Right.
Like, that's
y'all
all.
know it. We've been together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been there the same way I talk shit to y'all. She talked to me the same way she talked to me, and vice versa. It's like, and when you at that point, you don't want to fuck it up, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
I don't want to fuck it up.
I get that.
That's why I say when we get off track, I'm like, oh shit, let's try to get back on quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's super sweet, you guys. Super sweet. You guys can answer the question though. Is marriage harder in today's society, or is it easier?
Like, shit, this is my first marriage, so I guess.
I just say it's work. I just say that it just work every day. I mean, you know, there's always temptations out there, but I mean, as far as for me, the way I move, I go to work and I come home. I mean, I got 2 little girls to look after. I got a wife to look after. I mean, I have
facts.
Right.
That's the reality. I have
right. It's like I said, it's trouble out there. I
don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, it hasn't made a. I think physically the change of having to be at home for a lot of people, it may be harder. I think it probably is harder for a lot of people who don't have that type of structure in their relationship. And now they're faced with dealing with somebody every day in close contact or whatever the new situation is. That change is always going to be difficult for anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you're used to going your separate ways in the morning and coming back together and going through the rest of the day after work, and all of a sudden now you smack with that person all day long and you don't have that time to escape, for some people that is going to be harder. But, but if you've already established, you know what I'm saying, an understanding about what you want from that other person and you actually are targeted on moving forward in a certain direction, is really nothing outside that can come into your relationship and make it more difficult.
You know, that's a very good point, Phil. Very good point. Same thing for you guys. I think for me and my wife have had this conversation. I feel it's harder to maintain a successful marriage in today's society due to the fact, as we already just talked about, the social medias, the dating sites, just being a public. If you work in the public all the time, you know, you get thrown so much your way a lot of the times. And I think, to go back to what you were saying, Phil, just knowing your wife, knowing your husband, to the fact where, okay, even though we have this, you have to have some type of understanding. You have to be on the same page at some point to deal with the buffer off everything else that's going on. You know, you know. In my case, I work long hours, but you know, every day I'm on a route. Every day I'm at work. I talk to my wife at least an hour or 2 a day, and maybe Ethan can agree with that. Like even though I work, I'm not home a lot of the times. I still talk to her just as much. That bond, you know. Sometimes, man, sometimes the flesh be weak. Sometimes, man. Sometimes that one conversation just kind of bring you back to center. You know what I mean? Just like, okay, I know why I'm here. Sometimes the flesh get weak, and then you.
That's strong, G.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah.
That's strong. That's even if you, like you said, if you don't have that, sometimes you, like you said, somebody might be like, hey, sexy or something like that. You're like, damn, okay, but when you, like Miss was saying earlier, it ain't worth it, because once you get on the phone, like you saying earlier, and you talk to her, you realize, damn, that's why I'm here with you. Because, nigga, I've been sexy to you for so long, because, nigga, you're not going nowhere, because you really got my back. Exactly. I'm not going to try it on the film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what if your marriage can work, and for my case, I'm a little different than you guys because this is my second marriage. So I kind of had a certain different look on what I consider a successful marriage based off my experience. And I think it's important too. Once you realize what you want from a person, it makes it a lot easier to kind of to mesh, because it's like if this person know you and they learned you, you know, and they know you your whole psyche, you can't have nothing better than that, man. You know, so I think for me, it was just learning what I wanted out of a woman, you know. And God knows I tried. I was out there. But once you find a person that really know you, understand you, you can't duplicate that, man. I mean, you can try, but I mean, to me, dude, and I think, to go back to what we were talking about too, I think it's even harder to date. Man, I don't want to 42 years old out here trying to date, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much going on in the world, man.
But you know what's crazy, Nelly? I'm watching this motherfucking shit on TV. They got dating sites for niggas that's over 50 that ain't got nobody. You know, I'm watching that shit. I'm like, damn. You know, and that's when I really look at shit. Like, I know people out here. I'm not saying you need somebody to complete yourself, anything to that extent, but man, just to have someone that can put up with our bullshit all the time. Or we can put up with their bullshit and still love each other. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that might be some shit you need to keep, like you say, with the situation, with the pandemic,
that's why I agree with Rob saying that it's important to do counseling. It's important to do counseling together. Yeah. Like even if shit is all good at the end of the day, it's still good to talk to other person and say, okay, man, you know, we might be good this week, but something that you did last week kind of bothered me because we need to talk about it. Yeah, I think it's good.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, you know, because what we can deal with, they might not be able to. Women can be very fragile, especially emotionally. You know, I know sometimes we can be kind of hard, or we come off kind of direct, but sometimes we have to break down our pride to say and just listen. Sometimes, you know, have patience. As Phil was saying, we got to have patience too. You know, patience ain't my biggest attribute. I admit that, but I'm learning that though. You know.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm 42. I'm 42 with a 3-year-old next week. You know what I mean? My patience has been tried over and over again.
Oh yeah,
over and over, right?
Hey, one thing I'm gonna throw out there, that's kind of like underrated in some aspects is that you got to have some type of sanctuary within your domain. You know, as far as for me, you know, I got this man cave, so if I need to disappear from the kids or from her, from Cassie, so I can just come downstairs, I can smoke, watch some sports, watch some movies, and I just built a gazebo in the backyard. I can go out there as long as there's some decent weather outside, just to have some drinks. And so that's one thing. That's one thing that y'all need to kind of like you know, build yourselves if y'all can have some type of sanctuary. Just to get away.
I struggle with that, Rob. I struggle with that because a lot of times, and I have tried to communicate that as much as I could, but like it's been times where I come home from work, you know, I just sit in the car and I blaze up, you know, and just kind of clear my mind. I get a text saying, you know, bring your ass in the house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or if I go in the house, now I can't go back to the porch to do what I need to do because now I got my 3-year-old behind me. You know what I mean? Right. So I think it's very important to have your own little domain. And it's hard for me just to get away now. It's hard for me to get away now to just do the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's very, I think it's very important.
What about me? What?
I mean, do you have that getaway? No, I understand what Mr. say. Do you have a getaway?
Nah, I understand. Nah,
Phil got a whole beach to himself.
Nah. I think I understand what the core of what Rob is saying, but I don't think that your own space is what's required. What's required is the respect for one's space. So wherever that is or whenever that is, your spouse has to understand that, you know what, if I need to get away from you, it ain't because I don't love you, it's because I need my own space. And they have to respect that. So wherever that is or wherever that time is, when it is, it can't be that feeling like, oh, you want to do this to get away from me. No, that's you and your shit. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Respect. If you
they
have
need
that
their
respect.
own, right? They need their own sanctuary as well. So,
yeah, exactly. So you know, it benefits you. It's obviously a great thing that you have a space that you can go to, and they know, oh, he's there. He needs a space. or he needs his time so he can get away. But in situations where you don't have that physical space, as I don't have that physical space, but you know, my wife respects me enough to leave me the fuck alone sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So and like, you know, with the podcast situation, you know, I very rarely do I have any interruptions because it's been set in stone. Okay, she'll ask me early in the day, you doing your podcast? And I'm like, yeah, 8 o'clock. Right. So that's the respect she knows. Clear out, give him his time to do whatever he needs to do.
I think it just comes down.
Here. And that's
I think it just comes down to just communication. So I think it comes down to just communication and just understanding each other. And, you know, everybody needs are different. My need is not different than her needs, and we can't be selfish when it comes to each other's needs. You know, exactly. I do understand to a degree. If it ain't as hard as me working, I understand that she put her time and effort into the house and make sure the kids are straight. So just as much if I want her to respect my time and space and work, we gotta do the same thing for our wives. You know what I mean? I think that's where the compromise comes. The compromise comes in at most. You got to marriage is all about compromise. You know, I know we all have our ways of doing things, but our way of doing things might not work with the way our wives' lives are. So we have to change up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when you working in the team, it's a team effort, and you can't build a building in a team, and you're the only one working. So everybody has to contribute to not only the building process but the planning process. And if if you both have a mutual plan and a mutual goal that's agreed upon, then you both are going to understand how you're going to get there. So there's no surprises. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm saying respect really comes in, because if you know I have this going on and we already had this conversation, there shouldn't be any interruption. There shouldn't be any you pulling me away or I pulling you away from what you have to do, because we already had the conversation. We're focused on the singular goal, and this is how we're going to get there. So, you know, everybody has to come into that understanding at some point in their relationship. And it's going to, you know, when you reach that point, you really will experience a greater appreciation for your relationship. And that's probably why all of us are married right now, because we reached that point in our relationship where there's a mutual respect between ourselves and our wives. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, Eric, you know, his comes out in the immediate acknowledgement of their friendship. Like, you see them two together and you see two best friends. You know what I'm saying? That part of their relationship is so evident when you see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's established that beyond anything, we're going to be friends. And a lot of people don't even have that. You don't necessarily need it to have a successful relationship. But
you know what you say that, Phil, but everybody, you know, you be married and they be like, well, we're married, but we not on Facebook together. I hear people say this, so we're married and we don't go out together. I kick it with my guys, she kick it with her girls. And it's like, I mean, everybody needs their getaway. I need my shit when I want to kick it with my niggas. I do, but if I'm married to, and my plan is to be with you the rest of my life, that's how we gonna do this, nigga, then wherever the fuck I go, you go. Wherever you go, I want to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is us. Right. Like, this is what we signed up for. So, and like you said, I love what you said. It was like, man, you got a plan, nigga, we on the same page. And when we on the same page and we got the same goals, we'll be decent. We should be decent. And then, like you said, if it is something that you disagree with, like I say, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't no soft ass nigga, but whatever you gotta say, tell me. I'll hear you out. I'm not at that age, like you say, then we 40, we older. I'm not at the age where it's like I'm stubborn and fuck you, we're gonna do it my way. Cause my way 7 times out of 10 might not be the best way anyway. So let me hear you out and see what you saying. And then once I speak my shit and then you sit back, that's one thing I will say. She ain't gonna show me she agree with me when we argue. When we do argue here and there. If she even when she know I'm right, it's fuck you. But she let me know later, like, babe, I got you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you was right. I was wrong. She not gonna say it, but that's a woman being a woman. Like Nelly was saying earlier. Emotionally, they can't we logical. They emotional. It's always gonna be like that. So once we go with our shit and they go with theirs, when you put it can work. I mean, it should work. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I wouldn't even took no chance if I didn't think it would have worked. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, man.
So, and on that note, man, my best friend got to go to work at 3 in the morning, so she gonna need the room.
Yeah, we finna start Umbrella Academy tonight once I get off. So
Yeah, it was
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Second was better than first season.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I gotta watch Jamie Foxx.
I gotta watch.
Oh, right. Project
that
Falcon.
show. And you guys watch P Valley?
Oh yeah. E been watching it.
I haven't been watching.
They off until the 30th. They don't come back on until next week. The new series, the next episode.
Hey, when is Power coming out?
I think
September 6th. September 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
So we gonna definitely have that to talk about, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation, so hit me up, nigga, because you gonna be at work some of the days, y'all.
Cool.
Call a nigga, talk shit.
All right, fellas, have a good night. Say hi to the missus, Trina, Mika, and Nisi. Tell everybody I said hi, and y'all have a good night, man.
All right, y'all.
All right, so I'll get those
All right,
later.
All right, peace out. Yeah.